Hey, what's going on? It's Justin at Saltstrong, and you might be wondering what in the world happened to this spinning reel? Did somebody take a buzzsaw and just like chop off the side of its face? And the answer is yes, that's exactly what happened. What you're looking at right now is the Daiwa BG MQ cutaway display that Daiwa uses at their trade shows and conventions. Short story. Back in July, Joe, Luke, and I had a chance to go to ICAST 2021. We chatted with the guys at Daiwa and talked with Mark Mills, their field marketing manager. We learned a lot about the Saltist MQ, the Ballistic MQ that's coming down the pipeline here soon. And I kept eyeing this cutaway of the BG MQ because I personally am a huge fan of the BG MQs. I own two of these 6000s for big tarpon and snook, and I love them. But one thing that I found fascinating with this cutaway display, and one thing that I think often goes overlooked, is how the reel is sealed. So one big question that we get from all of our members and every fisherman wants to know is, what is a good inshore fishing reel? What is a good sealed inshore reel? And aside from the Van Stalls, which are, designed to be able to swim underwater with, a good physically sealed product is the first line of defense to prevent water ingress and water intrusion in a spinning reel. And in this video, I want to walk through all the different sealing locations of this BGMQ and the MQ concept altogether so that you can get a good understanding of why physical sealing is important to prevent water intrusion into a spinning reel. All right, so we're just going to jump right into the bottom side of the reel, but I want to give a recap and talk about what this Daiwa MQ body frame is and why it's superior from a sealing standpoint. So the MQ stands for monocoque, and monocoque means singular or one piece. That's exactly what it is in the case of the BG MQ. This is a solid one-piece anodized aluminum body, and traditional reels are actually they're basically two-piece. You have a side cap that meets up with the other side of the body, and with 3 or 4 screws, these screws would tighten down and create compression, and a rubber perimeter seal or gasket would be the means to physically seal a reel. And that's how most bodies of reels are created and put together. But in the case of the MQ, it's a little bit different. So this is a solid aluminum one-piece body, and then Daiwa has basically their rash guard right here, and we'll kind of talk about that seal in a second. But then they have this physical round threaded plate on the side. And this round threaded plate that's probably held in place with like a Loctite or some sort of like strong adhesive, right behind it, you've got this little rubber seal. Kind of see that right there. And unlike a traditional spinning reel that has 1, 2, 3, or 4 points where the screws tighten down through compression to help make sure water doesn't get inside, in the case of an MQ, you have 360 degrees of sealing when that plate screws down tight. And then behind it, you've got that physical rubber seal down there as well. Kind of hard to focus and see it, but right there. So the MQ body design as is already a superior product when it comes to preventing water intrusion. And if you take a look underneath here, this perimeter seal works with the rash guard or the boot, whatever you want to call it, underneath the reel. This is really to prevent water intrusion and just to help cosmetically to make sure you're not dinging and scratching up your reel if it bangs into the boat or onto a rock. But this boot is going to prevent water from getting on the inside of the reel, and there's a physical perimeter gasket that runs the length of this boot underneath here. So there's another 2 seals that are really easy to find on the MQ. The first is going to be this perimeter rubber press fit seal that's going to work in conjunction with your direct drive handle. And the other is going to be on the other side of the reel with the cap. Kind of hard to see here. Let's see if it'll focus. This little cap is going to have a rubber gasket down inside there, so when that's threaded down tight, we're going to make sure that we're not having any water intrusion from the handle entry point or the side cap. All right, taking a look at the top to the bottom of this reel, you can see that there is a rubber gasket that's underneath the actual drag cap, and that's going to prevent any kind of water intrusion making its way down into the carbon fiber disc drag here on the reel. If you work your way down the main shaft a little bit, you'll notice this press fit seal that's going to be here on the main shaft above the rotor retaining nut. If you continue down even further, you're going to notice, if I can focus a little bit, there we go. Inside there, underneath that rotor retaining nut, there is another rubber lipped seal. There's a rubber seal of some sort here above the anti-reverse clutch, which is right there. And then you've got this seal on the outside. I'm not entirely sure what that's for. I'm gonna guess that that is for the threaded cup that sits over top of the anti-reverse, but I will need to double check and find out. Whatever that is the 9th seal on this BG MQ. So there you have it. 9 seals on this puppy to help make sure we're going to prevent water ingress, which is just really impressive. So when it comes to sealing a spinning reel, there are 2 main ways to do so: physical and chemical. And that's kind of what I want to address in this ending remark, is the elephant in the room. I'm sure some people will look at the BG MQ and say, well, it doesn't incorporate Daiwa's mag seal technology. And to elaborate, Daiwa's mag seal technology is a ferrous fluid that works in conjunction with a magnetized plate over top of their anti-reverse clutch. And when this fluid works in conjunction with this plate, it creates this chemical seal that's watertight and airtight, and it prevents water from working its way down the main shaft and into the inner workings of the reel. It's a pretty incredible and ingenious means of sealing and just adding another layer to protection on a spinning reel. But I need to point out that MagSeal definitely isn't the end-all be-all. It's a wonderful feature to have. I definitely enjoy having it on my ballistic when I take it offshore, my 6000. But in terms of the ultimate means to seal a spinning reel, you got to take a look at Van Staal as an example. Those reels are designed to be able to be submerged underwater and require very, very minimal maintenance in the big scheme of things. And they only incorporate physical seals throughout the body of the reel. So a product like the Daiwa BG MQ, although it does not incorporate the MagSeal fluid, which is on the new Ballistic MQ, it's on the Saltist MQ, the physical sealing on this BGMQ is excellent. They've incorporated 9 seals at key locations where water could make their way into the reel. They've even gone the length of removing the instant anti-reverse feature here on underneath the rotor to prevent another water access point. By, all the MQ bodies are not going to have that switch underneath there. So a lot was taken into consideration in creating this MQ frame to have it be a solid built product that prevents water intrusion from so many different locations. And that about wraps it up. Hope you guys found this video helpful and it gave some insight on how spinning reels are sealed top to bottom, especially in the case of the BG MQ. And I gotta give a shout out to Daiwa. Thank you guys so much for sending this cutaway display. It was incredibly informative, just super awesome of you guys. Thank you so much. If you have any questions about the BG MQ, or if you yourself own an MQ series of reel, you got to leave a comment down below. I love to hear what everybody's fishing with and what your thoughts are with them. And if you want to pick up a BGMQ or another Daiwa reel, a bunch of different jig heads and all types of soft plastics that we know are proven to work for all different types of inshore game fish, you guys got to come check out our online shop page, fishstrong.com. We've got everything that an inshore saltwater angler needs to be successful on the water over there. And if you're still having questions on how to find more redfish, snook, tarpon, flounder, any inshore game fish, if you know that they're in the area and you just can't seem to catch them, if you've never caught one of those species before and you want to cross it off the bucket list, or if you just want to be able to go out and more consistently catch inshore slams, you guys got to join us in our Insider Club, where we teach you all the trends and all the things you need to keep in mind to maximize your efforts on the water. That's what we're all about. And if you're new to Salt Strong, just know that we're the best online fishing club in America, because we literally guarantee that you're going to start catching more fish while saving time and money. And we do this by providing you with our premium education, an exclusive insider fishing community, and huge discounts on the best tackle for saltwater anglers. So to learn more, head on over to saltstrong.com and we will see you in the Insider family soon.